It's true. I'm an RD Hulk. I didn't choose this, but one bowl of gamma-irradiated Brussels sprouts and my life changed forever. My cousin Bruce, the big guy, he wants me to complete intense training. He said I need to learn how to navigate life as a Hulk and control my anger. But I don't have time for that. It would pull me away from my dietitian career that I've worked so hard for. Besides, I don't need help managing my anger. I've got it perfectly under control. Most of the time.
Hey ladies, it's Madison with 2 N's, 1 Y, but it's not where you think. I just wanted to hop on here to share my 1,200 calorie full day of eating. Okay, so I had 2 walnuts for breakfast, a cup of spinach for lunch, and a packet of tuna for dinner. Oh, and wine. But I can't go over 1,200 calories a day. Case closed. Okay, Wongers, you can stop recording.
What the
The misconception that you need to follow a strict low-calorie diet for weight loss originated in the Roaring '20s. The 1,200 calorie starvation diet became popular amongst women when corsets were out and flappers were in. This eating or not eating approach worked to transform matronly curves into boyish figures, but still, ideas back then weren't the brightest. Remember when they banned alcohol? Thankfully, we left prohibition in the past, but somehow a century later, 1,200 calorie diets are a TikTok trend. This concept isn't just popular with the ladies. Men are often told they should restrict their calories to 1,500 to 1,800 per day to see results. Could you imagine Bruce on a 1,500 calorie diet? Hanger of that nature would be enough to destroy the entire MCU. Many clients come to me afraid of increasing their calories beyond these ranges, but these magic numbers have no scientific basis, and nutrition is based on science. We have to consider the principles of thermodynamics, specifically energy balance. To lose weight, we need to be in a negative calorie balance. In other words, we need to eat less calories than our body burns. Calorie needs are determined by your total daily energy expenditure. This takes into account your basal metabolic rate, or calories burnt at rest, physical activity patterns, calories burned through movement, and the thermic effect of food, calories burnt digesting. Energy expenditure is different for everyone because it's influenced by many personal factors, from our genetics to our environment. Unique energy expenditures mean unique calorie needs. No two bodies have the same requirements. When you understand the science, you can see why a 1,200 calorie diet or any specific calorie restriction isn't right for everyone. We all have individualized energy needs, which must be taken into consideration when devising a weight loss plan. Where's the remote? Ah, here it is. Yes, you need to eat less calories than your body burns, but for optimal results, you should aim to eat the highest amount of calories that still elicits weight reduction at the ideal rate. That may be 1,500 for me, but 2,000 for Captain Marvel. A safe and sustainable rate of weight loss is ½ pound to 1 pound per week. Quicker than that and you risk losing muscle tissue. Losing muscle is the last thing that you want to do because muscle has the greatest capability of burning calories and stored fat. Accelerated weight loss compromises your metabolism, which we want to keep firing on all cylinders. Rapid weight loss may result in instant gratification, but it will also result in severe metabolic adaptation, aka the dreaded starvation mode. To avoid these mistakes, I suggest working with a registered dietitian. We'll calculate your unique energy needs and formulate an appropriate weight loss plan free of restriction and unnecessary hanger. Any diet that forbids an entire food group is basically Thanos, wiping out half of your food for the sake of some delusional mission that ultimately brings mass suffering. Keto proponents argue that a low-carb, high-fat diet is superior for weight loss because this style of eating depletes your body of blood sugar and glycogen, the storage form of carbohydrate. Without any fuel in the tank, your body is forced to turn to fat as fuel. Sounds like a good thing, right? Plot twist. Glucose, aka sugar, aka carbs, are our body's preferred source of energy. If you don't eat them, you'll be ill, literally. Without carbohydrates readily available for energy production, your body resorts to generating compounds called ketones. And when this process occurs, you enter something called ketosis and experience a phenomenon known as keto flu. Let's see. Right here, keto flu, marked by headaches, fatigue, excessive thirst, and acetone-smelling breath that mimics the scent of nail polish remover. Why would anyone devise this twisted diet approach for weight loss? Double plot twist, they didn't. No! I love this stress. The ketogenic diet was actually introduced by physicians in the 1920s as a medical treatment for severe epilepsy. It's believed the ketones reduce the incidence of seizures, especially in children. Keto's also been beneficial in the management of several conditions related to the central nervous system, notably Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Ugh. Guess who gave me this one for Christmas? I only wear it to the gym. The keto diet reduces body weight because the body has to burn more calories to convert fat into energy compared to glucose. It also causes significant water loss because every gram of carbohydrate that is depleted holds 3 grams of water. Healthy people started experimenting with the diet when they noticed these side effects. Unless you're a patient who suffers with a condition of the CNS, you should not be doing keto. Carbohydrates are found in nature's most nutritious foods like vegetables, whole grains, fruits, peas, and legumes. When you remove these sources from the diet, you also remove vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and cancer-fighting phytonutrients. Not to mention fiber. Cutting out these carbohydrates is a recipe for chronic constipation and nutrient inadequacies. Dietary patterns that include high fiber carbohydrates enhance health, promote longevity, and decrease the risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and obesity. Limit sugar-sweetened beverages, refined grains, processed snacks, and baked goods. Did I forget something? Who ordered these? Rather than cutting carbs altogether, focus on the type of carbohydrate that you're eating. Replacing simple carbs with complex, nutrient-dense options will help you lose weight and keep it off in the long term without dangerous health effects. Hello? Hello?
Hello, sweet pea. It's your pappy. I'm at the grocery store, and I know you told me to buy some healthy snacks like nuts and seeds, but this nice young lady said that they got lots of fat in them. Now, isn't fat bad? I saw what happened to Eisenhower, and, well, I don't want to die yet, so
What?
I think I'm just going to buy the healthy, fat-free fruit snacks. Now, how do I turn this thing off?
Just because a particular food has a higher percentage of its calories from fat doesn't mean it's bad for you. Unfortunately, fat got a bad rap in the 1950s, but every hero in this universe has a tragic backstory. Fat has been falsely framed as the villain due to its calorie count, but the real villain here is excessive calories in the diet overall, not calories from fat specifically. Calories aside, fat is essential to stay alive and thrive. Literally, I mean, this whole episode is about fat, which makes it a macronutrient. We need to eat it. Normally, I'd take this opportunity to go off about the role of dietary fat and the negative health consequences of omitting it from the diet. But I'm about to drive and it's dark now, so let's cue the B-roll. Omega-3 and 6 are required for critical physiological functions such as cell membrane formation, development and operation of our nervous system and brain, as well as healthy hormone production. If your diet falls short on fat, you risk inadequate intakes of the essential fatty acids. Not getting enough omega-3 and 6 can have a cascade of unwanted health effects like dry skin and eyes, hair loss, issues with appetite regulation, fatigue, mood disturbances, hormone problems, including loss of the menstrual cycle in females, and deficiency in the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Omega-6 fatty acids are found in many plant foods like nuts, seeds, and oils like safflower, soybean, corn, and avocado oil. Eggs are a good source too. Omega-3s are less abundant in the food supply, mainly found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and herring. Fat gives food its desirable aroma, texture, and flavor. Of all the macros, fat is the most satiating, meaning it makes you feel the most content. Eating a balanced meal that contains fatty acids gives your brain the signal to stop eating before you overindulge. Turns out eating fat doesn't make you fat, and fat-free foods aren't necessarily better for weight loss. What good is a low-calorie food if you have to eat double or even triple the serving size to feel content? This will eventually lead to weight gain if it puts you in a calorie surplus. Totally defeats the purpose. It's like Spider-Man doing some ancient spell to fix his reputation, only to ruin the entire universe by doing so. Like everything else, eat fat within reason. Focus on heart-healthy sources like fatty fish, olive oil, avocado, nuts, and seeds. You can enjoy solid fats like butter in moderation, but consume fats that are liquid at room temperature the majority of the time. The gym. A place where I can let out my anger in a controlled environment. Because I swear, if I hear one more stupid nutrition myth today, I might just Hulk out.
Yo, bro, you better cool it with those protein shakes. I heard high protein is bad for your kidneys.
I can't take it anymore! Sorry. This misconception stems from the idea that eating high protein increases the workload of the kidneys and causes strain. Spoiler, it doesn't. But the network wants me to explain the misconception anyway. Protein contains nitrogen. When our bodies break down protein, nitrogen is stripped off of the structure and becomes ammonia. Except ammonia is toxic. We can't just allow a toxic metabolite to float around wreaking havoc. So our bodies have a plan in place called the urea cycle. Wait, we can't show them that. That'll tank our ratings. Evil ammonia is locked up and converted into urea. This now harmless product of protein metabolism is transported in the blood and ultimately excreted in the urine after undergoing filtration by the kidneys. Urea production and excretion are directly related to exogenous nitrogen from dietary protein. Basically, the greater the protein in a diet, the greater the production of urea, and the more often you need to answer nature's call. Speaking of, I need to visit the little Hulk's room. If you have healthy, functioning kidneys, filtering and excreting are just part of the process. There is no scientific evidence to suggest eating high protein causes kidney damage, unless you've been diagnosed with kidney disease. Assuming you aren't in renal failure, increasing your intake of protein will help you, not harm you. Protein is arguably the most important macronutrient when it comes to fat loss and muscle building. Even if you aren't trying to gain muscle, you need to preserve your existing muscle tissue for the reasons we covered in episode 1. Can we do a previously on? Losing muscle is the last thing that you want to do because muscle has the greatest capability of burning calories and stored fat. Protein spares your muscle from being broken down for energy in a calorie deficit. It gives your body the message to burn fat as fuel rather than your hard-earned muscle. This is critical for optimizing body composition as well as exercise recovery. When you eat less calories than your body burns, you have a decreased capacity to recover from workouts. This could lead to injury without adequate protein intakes. Unless you're capable of rebuilding an injured body like Iron Man, it's best to just eat more protein to avoid getting hurt in the first place.
Were you expecting me to be in She-Hulk form? Yeah, well, we're filming this on a different day and more green paint wasn't in the budget. Anyway, studies showed that higher protein intake leads to greater fat loss too.
Simply eating protein increases the amount of calories you burn digesting. Remember the thermic effect of food from episode 1? When protein enters the stomach, your body has to work really hard behind the scenes to break down those amino acids, automatically causing a higher calorie burn. This also slows down the process of digestion, keeping you fuller longer. I know it seems like my food was only reheating for about 10 seconds, but this is television. Suspension of disbelief. Controllable appetite, diminished cravings, reduced calorie intake, fat loss. Consider this myth and all the other myths we talked about. RD Hulk smash! You've been waiting for me to say that the entire episode, haven't you?
lucky. When they were handing out kids, they gave her the toughest one. Lieutenant Trouble.
Who is calling me? I thought this episode was over. Hello?
Hi, RD Hulk, this is Nick Fury. We need you to come to Avengers Tower immediately. Spider-Man just said he's going keto.
I'll be right there. Well, guys, that's a wrap on today's video. We gotta end it because I am peeling. This has been quite the ordeal. But we had a lot of fun putting it together, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, give that like button a She-Hulk smash and consider subscribing to the channel. Peace out.